Hi guys, so as we know, Northern Ireland is part of the single market for goods, while Great Britain is a third country. This was the type of Brexit Boris Johnson negotiated with the European Union and the type of Brexit Brexiteers in Britain wanted, it seems. Now, as Northern Ireland is part of the single market, it means checks take place on the border between it and the rest of the UK. There has been a spat of late over the issue of chilled meats, and in particular sausages, being sent from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. Now, Boris Johnson's government has been adamant that sausages should flow freely from one side of the UK to the other. While the government and Brexit supporting politicians lie to the public about the details of the Brexit they wanted, they fail, of course, to mention that while we are in the grace period, chilled meats can cross the border, but that ends with the termination of the grace period. Politicians have been going around in circles trying to convince the public that they're on top of this issue, and that if checks are put in place after the grace period, they will invoke Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol. However, while London plays political games, businesses in Northern Ireland are looking for practical solutions around the problems thrown up by Boris Johnson's particular Brexit. Docherty's in Belfast, which produces sausages, has reached out to the UK supermarket chain Iceland. This seems to be an attempt to increase production and supply within Northern Ireland itself. This will be seen as avoiding the problems of importation from Great Britain. This would make sense, but it would show how Northern Ireland is diverging from the rest of the UK. Another approach, which has been on the cards for some time, has been to source goods not from Great Britain, but from the EU itself, in particular Ireland. Producers in the Republic have seen a massive surge in trade with the North, but trade is increasing both ways. It was reported earlier in the year by Ireland's Central Statistics Office the value of exports from Northern Ireland to the Republic of Ireland almost doubled on 2020 figures. They went up from €145 million to €283 million. The Republic's exports to Northern Ireland rose almost 40% from €168 million to €232 million. Now, Brexit has had a huge impact on this trade, but it's part of a greater trend. Year to date, Northern Ireland exports to the Republic of Ireland are up 52%, with trade to Northern Ireland from the Republic increasing by 28%. Now, when the Northern Ireland Secretary of State said that Northern Ireland would be in the best of both worlds, he was in a sense correct. It must be remembered that Northern Ireland is still free to export to Great Britain. The problem is goods going in the opposite direction. It seems that Northern Ireland customers are of course going to see some disruption following the end of the grace periods. This is inevitable. But it may be short-lived if businesses in Northern Ireland can get their hands on either goods produced locally or produced from the EU. While unionists and loyalists in Northern Ireland complain about the protocol and the limits it imposes on goods flowing from Great Britain into Northern Ireland, once again businesses and consumers will probably take a more pragmatic approach to all of this. I see greater alignment between Northern Ireland and the Republic, at least in the short term. It may not be possible or viable for all businesses to switch to local or EU-produced goods and not GB ones, but this will be one of the growing pains caused by Brexit. The people of Northern Ireland did not vote for Brexit, it was imposed upon them. But they seem to be making the best of a bad situation. The only question now I have is, will politicians both in Great Britain and Northern Ireland stop sticking their oar in? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?